Okay, hello, thank you so much for watching. Today I'm going to show you a slower pace, like talk through application using a brush. So this makeup is great because you can apply it with your fingers and then blend it out, or you can do it all with a brush. I'm going to use a brush right now, okay? And I actually prefer to use a brush if I have the time. Using brush is a little bit slower, but I think that it gives a more flawless coverage if you have the time. It does take a little bit longer. So I'm going to start off with this. This is a 3D brush. It's a little bit of an older brush. It has like a rose gold look. But this is the 3D brush, okay? So I'm going to take this more narrow, like egg-shaped end and first dip it into my contour. So notice that my contour is getting near the end of its like lifespan, but I can still use up every last drop of this color, which I love. So for my contour, I like to place this where I naturally have a shadow. And if you look, like as I'm talking, see, and if I were to suck my cheeks in, see how a shadow naturally appears there? So we use this contour to just overemphasize or really play up those shadows, kind of giving us a more like chiseled appearance to our face. So I'm just going to follow the natural line of my face on both sides. And I love to use this brush for this in particular because it has this more narrow end on one side, which is great for a more precise application. So we want to place our contour in specific places to really play up those shadows versus like a bronzer where we want to look a little bit more diffused, okay? I'm going to take just what's left over and run that along my jawline. Again, notice that there's a shadow that appears if I really suck that side of my face in, okay? Now I'm going to take the multitasker brush. I love this brush for like more small, like detail kind of stuff. You could also use your finger, but I'm going to show you with this multitasker brush, the bigger end, how I might contour my nose. So just dip into the product, you don't need a ton. And then I'm just going to follow, again, you see that shadow that naturally occurs there? I want to make my nose look a little bit skinnier. So I'll follow the shadow, but just bring it in a little bit. And the goal is to draw as straight a line as possible. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I love the way that it looks right off the bat, and other times I need to go in and kind of fix it. And then contouring your nose, it's kind of just a fun extra step, but I do love it. Okay, so again, it looks kind of wonky. It's okay, we'll blend it out and it will all come together, I promise. Okay, so now I'm going to go in and show you the blend brush. I love this brush for women with more mature skin or maybe freckles. It does a great job at just giving a really, really light layer of product, a really light application. So in general, a fluffier brush is going to give you a lighter coverage. So this one is great for really like soft, light kind of airbrush finish. This is my main highlight, so I'm just gonna go in and just really lightly apply that. And I put this everywhere that a man would have a beard, so the bottom of my face. And this is really going to help, you can see it just kind of helps blur the skin. So this side I have it on, this side I don't. The goal with this makeup is not to cover up your face, but just to kind of blur any imperfections. So you still look like you don't look like you have a ton of makeup on. It just looks like maybe your skin's a little bit clearer than normal. Okay, I'm also going to do this just under my nose, and I have a lot of redness there, so I might tap in and grab a little bit more product, but the less product you use, the better this makeup will look, and it's great because it will also last you a really long time too. So as I go, like I said, if I want more coverage, I just grab more product. Like it's really, really easy to customize to your skin. I'm now going to flip over to the other end of the blend brush. This is a smaller end. I'm going to go into this color. This is my brightening highlight. So it's just like a touch brighter than my main highlight. This is really good to bring the focus to the area that we put this. So I want the focus on my face to be right around my eyes. So I apply this on the inner and outer corner. This naturally the eye is drawn to like lighter and brighter things, whereas a darker color, like our contour, kind of makes it look like we have a shadow there. So I want the eye to come to this area around my eyes. So I'm just going to apply some product, and then I can take this fluffier end and blend it out. Notice I'm not putting a lot of product underneath my eye, and I do that intentionally because I don't want product to like get cakey in those fine lines. I can take anything left over on the brush and just run it over these bluish purple veins on my lid and then under my eyebrow. And yeah, this makeup, because it's cream, like it blends out really, really softly, which is great. But if you have a ton of product cake in one area, it will sit in fine lines and wrinkles. If you see that, that's because you have too much product there, okay? So I want to avoid those areas. I also don't need to put product here to camouflage that. If I just brighten the areas around it, it will help to kind of balance that all out. Okay, so just like that. Notice I have some redness here, so I'll just put a little extra product there, just whatever's left over on my brush. And then again, use that fluffier end to blend it out. Okay, now I want to do a little bit of this brightening highlight in this area, just below my contour on my forehead. So I'm gonna just tap in there. And you could apply the product like this and then blend it out, or you could tap directly into the product and apply it to your face. There's really not a right or wrong way to wear this makeup, which is so great. You kind of just play around with it and figure out the way that works best for you, the way that will give you like the coverage that you're looking for, kind of the look that you're going for. Okay, now I'm going to take this same multitasker brush. I'm gonna wipe off a little bit of the contour that's left on there, and I'm just going to run that brightening highlight down the center of my nose. I still want some coverage there, like this, okay? And then you could take your finger and blend it out. Because we're not using our finger this time, I'm just gonna take a blush. This is the blush and bronzer brush. This one's really fluffy, so it's great for applying blush and bronzer. It's also really great for just blending out. I could do this with the blend brush. I could also do this with the 3D brush. But I just want to kind of soften those lines up. Okay. So most of my makeup is on now. Obviously I need to blend out my contour, so I'm going to do that next. And I'm using this 3D brush, the one that I started with. And I want to blend everything up. Again, I'm just switching between brushes because I just kind of like to, but you could absolutely do all this with one brush. If you do want just one, my favorite is this 3D brush. I think it's the most universal. When I started wearing SEINT makeup, like almost 5 years ago now, I only had this brush for about 4 years, or 3.5 years or so, and it did the job, and I thought it looked really pretty. So you don't have to have all the brushes. They serve different purposes, but you can still get by with just one if you want to, save some money or whatever. I'm gonna blend this down into my neck. Okay, now I want to add some blush, bronzer, and some illuminator. So I'm going to use this blush and bronzer brush. Like I said, it's my absolute favorite for like a really, really soft, light layer because the bristles are so fluffy. It won't pack on a ton of color, which is great for like a blush or a bronzer. So I'm using this smaller end. I'm going to dip into, this is his Saint Tropez. It's a really pretty, really peachy color. And I just like that just above my contour on each side. Really pulled back into my hairline. That gives a really pretty, like sculpted kind of look. And I'm going to flip over to the other end. I'll even run that over my nose a little bit. I'm going to flip over to the other fluffy end and I'll dip into my bronzer with that. So same with this one, like this bronzer is on its it is near the end of its life, but I can still use up every last bit, which I love. I don't have to toss it as I get low, okay? Oh, I can hear a little visitor coming to find me. I'm up here, Bubba. Okay, so just some bronzer to warm things up. Okay, I'm almost done. I'm going to add some lip color. I'm in here. This is Desert Sunset. I love this. It's a really pretty. Hey. Here I am. Really pretty, like nude color. Well, that's okay. I'm right here.
Yeah, I couldn't see you in the bathtub.
Oh, I'm right here. And then just to finish, I'm going to do some illuminator. Yeah. So this is really pretty on the top of your cheekbones, on your Cupid's bow.
Don't rip it.
Okay. Well, it's hard to take it off if I don't rip it, Bubba. We went jumping today, huh, Noah?
Yeah, we did.
And he wants his bracelet off. So I do this on the top of my cheekbones just to give me a little bit of a
take the rest of
glow. We have to cut it with scissors or Mama can rip it. I'll do it down my nose.
You rip it.
Well, that's how we get it off, babe. And on my Cupid's bow, like I said.
I just want you to.
Okay, so that is the finished look. So I only used a brush this time. I used a couple of brushes. The 3D brush, I love this. It's super universal, especially if you just want to grab one. This is the blend brush, really good for a really light kind of airbrushed finish, especially if you have mature skin or freckles that you don't necessarily want to cover. You just kind of want that airbrush finish. I love the blush and bronzer brush, and the last one that I used was the multitasker brush, really good for like detail contouring, lip color, that kind of thing. So if you would like to try out this makeup, if you want to know the colors that would be best for your skin, for me to build a custom palette for you, all I need is a makeup-free selfie in front of a window, so really good natural light. Send it my way and I'd love to build the palette for you. Okay, thanks so much for watching.